Last year, Sovereignty proved a closer can win the Fountain of Youth, but it's not easy. This year's Fountain of Youth isn't just any other Derby prep. The winner gets 50 Kentucky Derby points. And the setup? We got blazing early speed, multiple undefeated horses, and a track with a short stretch that doesn't exactly favor dramatic late rallies. So does this turn into a pace meltdown? Or does the elite speed simply refuse to stop? How will you find your winner? Facts and figures are going to give you the winning edge. I give you the stats, you make the picks. Hi, it's Maura from Trifecta and a little bit extra, and this is your 2026 Fountain of Youth guide. The race is at Gulfstream. I'm going to cover every contender, performances, speed, pedigree, everything you need to make that informed selection. And if you're a beginner, don't worry, I promise you this, you're going to be able to follow along. But before we get started, I must remind you this. Horse betting is not legal in every state, so if you're betting, make sure it's legal. We're going to start off with the race architecture, and there are two major forces that are shaping this race, pace and track design. First is the pace. We have 11 contenders in this race. 6 want to go on or near the lead. When you have that many horses pressing the pace, guess what happens? They go faster than they should. Then they begin to tire and those late runners start passing them. So that normally means choose a closer. But here's the complication. Gulfstream has a very short stretch that's straight away right after the final turn. Now it's brief. Think about running yourself. It's easier to accelerate if you're running in a straight line versus leaning into a turn. Closers, they need runway, and here they don't get a lot. But let me be honest. Closers can win. Sovereignty did that last year. It's just difficult. Here's the other thing to note about the track design. Mile and a 16th race. The horses are going to start and almost immediately go into that first turn. That means outside posts have almost no time to secure position. If you're caught wide, you're losing momentum and ground. So as we go through these horses, evaluate using these two factors. Who's going to get the pace advantage? And who is going to be compromised by post position. Now let's start with a horse who wants to be right in the middle of that early fire. Jackson Hole wants to get to the front. In fact, he won his last race, an optional claimer at the fairgrounds, this distance going gate to wire, and he won by 5.5 lengths. He's 2 for 2, so undefeated. Trained by Todd Pletcher, he gets Johnny Velasquez as his jockey, and both have graced the winner's circle for this race. Positives, yes, but here's what we need to be concerned about. Top speed of an 84 buyer does not wow in this field, but he can improve with only 2 starts. Now, he has not been tested with classy competition. And coming out of post position 1 with 10 horses to his right, man, he's going to have to gun it if he wants to get near that lead. He did win stalking here at Gulfstream, but it was a maiden race, and you have to ask, who did he really beat? My assessment, pay attention to him. He does have potential. Moving to another horse who likes to be up front, and in this corner, we have Rockies Balboa. We know he likes Gulfstream. 2 starts here, 2 wins, both by 5 lengths. The momentum is real. Trained by Dale Romans, who won this race in 2018. He gets Luis Saez as his jockey. Won this race 3 times in the last 12 years. Now, being a winner here, that sounds promising. But here's where I may throw in the towel. First is class. For the first 2 races he won, one was a maiden race, the other was an allowance. He has yet to be tested at the higher levels of competition. In fact, his last race was also restricted to state bred only. Then there's speed figures. Now, he did hit a 91 buyer. That's competitive, but that was in October. Since then, 80. And finally is the distance. Longest distance he has, 7 furlongs. Does he have the pedigree to get the longer distance? Possibly. He's by Gervin, who does have above average stats as a sire of dirt routers. The dam sire did have experience at the longer distance, but I'm really not sure. I also worry about his late pace. Will he be able to close? For me, Rockies Balboa is just a pass. Now, we just saw some speed types. Let's pivot and look at a horse who had really early class. Making his 3-year-old debut is Talkin. Now, Talkin debuted in August in a $100,000 maiden race at Saratoga. He wins by a neck, and he actually won over Further Ado. Further Ado went out next time out and won by 20 lengths. Then Talkin goes into the Grade 1 Champagne. He finishes second behind Napoleon Solo, who's also in this race, with an 84 buyer. Promising start. Then comes the G2 Remsen. This is his first time stretching beyond the mile. He's in a 1.125 race. He also drew the outermost post position 11. He's got to go 4 wide. He just tires. Disappointing finish, 9th with a 57 buyer. Ouch. Draw a line through that because now he's got some rest. His pedigree, Sire's Good Magic, Damn Sire Tis Now, suggests that he could get the longer distances, and he's got better positioning on the inside. The question's going to be, is he going to progress, or does he need a race underneath of him? His workouts, they don't give us a lot of insight. They really just don't dazzle. For me, I think he's got potential. He's a real wild card here. And remember, his trainer, Danny Gargan, won this race 2 years ago. Before we get to that next horse that checks a lot of boxes, if you're finding this information useful, please go ahead and hit that like button and hit subscribe. We're in the middle of the Kentucky Derby Trail, and I know you don't want to miss out on any of these key insights. Next up is a horse with a lot to like. Speed, a win here in a key race, top jockey at Gulfstream, top trainer nationally, and a pedigree that just kind of catches your eye. This is the one that may take command. Introducing Commandment. 3 starts with 2 wins. Now, last time out going a mile in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes, right here, he dazzled. He broke from the inside. He tracked mid-pack. He actually split horses and then wins by, get this, 6 3/4 lengths, 91 buyer speed figure. That's one of the top. Now, sure, he's only gone a mile, but his pedigree suggests he could get more. He's by into Mischief, who is also the sire of Sovereignty, who won this race last year in the Kentucky Derby. And Orbis's Damn Sire, Orb, won the Kentucky Derby. Trained by Brad Cox, he gets Irad Ortiz, top jockey here at Gulfstream. And also, I really like his running style. In a field where half want to blast to the lead, this one could kind of sit behind that chaos and pounce. For me, elite win contender. Now let's talk about a horse who ran this exact distance at this exact track. He may have run second to nearly in the Holy Bull, but man, he put a show on of his own. And when you see a horse trained by Saffie Joseph Jr. at Gulfstream, you got to pay attention. This track's leading trainer. Bravaro has 3 starts and 2 wins in a place, so always in the exacta. Now, the 2 wins were at Aqueduct in New York in state-restricted races. But at the end of January, he comes here for the Holy Bull, this distance. In fact, he's only one of 3 horses in the field to have gone this distance. Now, Bravaro had to start from that outermost post that is not ideal. The pace was swift that day, and Bravaro was keen going around that first turn. He went really wide. He tracked the leaders. He took aim, but nearly was much the best that day. Bravaro finished second with an 88 buyer. Now today, he gets better positioning. He keeps Tyler Gaffalione as his jockey, who is also a leading rider here at Gulfstream. And we know he's got the distance in him. Couple of concerns though. He may need to improve that speed to really compete in this field. And he couldn't catch nearly in the stretch, and the notes indicate nearly just had a mile drive. To me, Bravaro is a threat, but not an elite contender. Moving on to a lightly raced horse with a lot of upside. Our next horse has Sovereignty's winning team of Bill Mott and Junior Alvarado. Chief Wallabee is a bit of a mystery here. 1 start, but that start was here at Gulfstream, 7 furlongs. Professional, confident, he stalks, and he wins by, get this, a length and a half and an 89 buyer first time out. So we know he can win. We know he likes Gulfstream. Question is he going to get the distance? He's by Constitution, who produces elite dirt routers with speed. Think Tis the Law. Think Mind Frame. His Damn Sire won graded stakes races at the longer distances. So distance is in his pedigree. Sure, this is a big class jump. He just won a $68,000 maiden race, but with the professionalism he showed in that last race, his winning team, his strong speed, and the fact he could prove only having one race under his belt, in my opinion, elite contender. Now we are halfway through, but we've got some quality horses, so stick with me here. The next horse is the fastest in the field, Napoleon Solo, undefeated, 2 starts and 2 wins. Go back to that grade 1 Champagne. It is jaw dropping. He set blazing hot fractions, just kept on going, wins by 6.5 lengths, top buyer in the field of a 95. His main race, he also won it by 5.25 lengths. What is not to like here? Well, that Champagne, he was way back in October and we haven't seen him since. And his trainer, Chad Summers, isn't really known for winning after the long layoff. Also, that race was only a mile. But while his pedigree may not be suited for the Derby, it suggests a 1.16 is in him. He's got some elite early speed, and from post position 7, he should be able to clear immediately. Going gate to wire is what he loves, and that is possible here for him. We do have some questions, but you can't ignore the Champagne performance nor the dominant speed. For me, in my opinion, elite contender. Now, can the next horse take the bull by the horns and win this race? Well, based on the stats alone, if he does, that's going to be a big surprise. Yes, he has raced at Gulfstream with a win in a show. And yes, he is trained by leading trainer here at Gulfstream, Safi Joseph Jr. But this is not only a distance jump for him, but also a class jump. Best class was an optional claimer. And also a speed jump, with his speed ratings topping out in the high 60s. For me, bull by the horns is a pass. Now our next horse would like to fly up late with top late pace, and that may help him in this pace scenario. It is Global Aviator, tested twice, both times here at Gulfstream with 1 win. Now that win came back in November, 6 furlong race where he was off slow, but he rallied for the win, earning his best buyer yet of an 85. Then he enters the G3 Holy Bull. That really wasn't his day that day. He was tight at the start, no bid, finished 5th, 11 lengths behind the leader. With that type of performance, you may think he just doesn't have the distance in him, but the pedigree suggests differently. Global Campaign as a sire and Quality Road as a dam sire. You may just want to draw a line through that race and say off day. There's potential here, but for me, I would say more of a board hitter versus a win. Now on to a very interesting contender, Solitude Dude. He is undefeated, 3 for 3. Top trainer at Gulfstream, Safi Joseph Jr., one of the top jockeys in the nation, Flavien Prat. He won his first 2 races by, get this, 8 to 9 lengths, won his last race by 3 lengths, has a top speed of a 95, and that came right here in his last race, the Swale Stakes, going 7 furlongs. But I am not going to put him in my elite contender category. A threat, just not elite. Why do I say that? Well, he likes to win going gate to wire, and I'm not sure, based on his post position and based on his early speed, that he's going to be able to get the jump on Napoleon Solo. He may not even be able to get the jump on some of the other speedy need to lead types because of this outermost post, unless, and this could happen, he improves that early speed. I also question his ability for the distance. He's by Yaupon, not known as a sire for distance runners. Yes, he's got the influence of Uncle Mo and Into Mischief, but Yaupon only ran 6 furlongs and 7 furlongs, and top progeny of sprinters. For me, a threat, not elite. Our outermost post is held by Lost Money, and at the risk of lost money, for me, I'm going to need to pass. 3 starts, 2 at Gulfstream. Still a maiden, meaning he has yet to win a race. He has to jump class. He has to jump distance and also speed, top speed mid-70s. And that outermost post is a significant challenge. So now the question becomes, does pace melt down or does elite speed control it? Now it is your time to shine. Drop your picks in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win the Fountain of Youth and capture those coveted 50 Derby points? Now go ahead and make sure you hit like and hit subscribe and share your channel with your friends. You know the ones you want to bring into horse racing but said, hey, it's too complex. I hope you all find your winner on Saturday and sashay away with your money. Until next time, cheers.